I'm finna crash out. Can't get rid of me, that's what they really mad about.
Crash out, crash out, crash out!
Welcome back to another episode of Crash Out the Sitcom. Sitcom?
Sit calmly.
Yeah.
How about that?
Yeah. I'm your host, Tio Vile. This is my boy.
AO Mega with the funky dope flavor all day. You know what I'm saying? Welcome back. Like how we said, it's another episode of the Crash Out there, folks. You know what I'm saying? We're coming up to episode 9 already, if I'm not mistaken.
Episode 9. We're caught up on both podcasts right now.
Which is a good thing.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Episode 9 on Blunt Kings and episode 9 on the Crash Out. So we're all caught up. So you're going to be seeing episode 10 and 10, episode 11, 11.
Everything's going to roll into chronological order now, folks, for sure. We just need a little time off there to take care of some business there for sure. But before we get into it there, yo, man, my dog.
Yo.
Why you wearing a mask?
It's a long story. All right.
Viewers want to know.
All right, viewers. I am wearing this mask. What is this called? The shiesty?
This is the shiesty.
I look like Buzz Lightyear, probably like that. What is that little reel on the internet?
Stupid, man.
So check this out. I was at the bar, right? I was at the bar the other night. This guy came up to me. He told me he was like a 3rd degree Freemason. So I asked him, "Are you part of the Illuminati?" Blah blah blah. It turned into a heated discussion, a little bit of an argument. You know what I mean? And he hit me in the face with a bottle, dude, and busted my teeth out, and busted my lips.
No, my dog.
Yeah, so I got attacked by the Illuminati. You know, we talk a lot of shit here on the Crash Out about the industry, and I guess they sent one of their little warriors to get me. So I'm wearing.
Watch out, shit's real out there, folks.
Oh yeah, Albuquerque's probably one of the craziest cities I've ever heard about and had the pleasure of experiencing, if you will,
firsthand.
Oh my God! All right, AO Mega.
Asshole Omega.
Are you ready to start?
Yo, let's get it in, man. First off, there for sure. We're gonna start down this week right now. This week's rundown. Hoflation in 2025 there for sure.
And it should be like woflation, honestly, because it's a big shortage of real women in the world today. You know,
it's like bringing me back to my old first segment episodes there. What is a real woman?
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But let's not go off of topic there. We're gonna stay on hoflation in 2025.
Yeah, it says love now is rough. Back in the day, my grandpa, he got a wife that was all his. She saved herself for him. She gave him peace. She gave him trust. Today, it's a whole new game. People with cash pull eyes quick, but a calm woman who wants a home and won't bring any baby mama drama, rare. So basically what they're saying is, you know, there was a time where love and the family dynamic was cherished.
Ideal. It was ideal.
It was cherished, right?
Yeah.
And then over the years, right, it says that the crack started in the 60s and 70s, right? But then the crash hit in 2010s and 2020s.
Well, that housing in 08, right?
Right.
The housing in 08 there for sure.
So basically, this is like the order it went. It says, now many women choose likes, clout, and quick thrills. The body is the ad, not the mind. Some even post reels crying, saying that they wish they would have chose real love over money and success. Or, well, not success, but like money and, you know, materials.
Yeah, they wish they would have, they're sorry. They picked money, instead of the cars and that, instead of the real nice guy. Or the real love that was genuine and somebody that was gonna hold it down for really, really help them build their structure, build themselves up personally there. Because at the end of the day, it's what can you provide right now as opposed to how we can grow together.
No, definitely.
And again, back in the day there though, I mean, shit was different, man. I mean, you knew the love of your life at 16. you go back to the 40s and the 50s.
That's what I was just gonna say. Yeah.
Let's just go back to where the baby boomers started there. You know what I mean?
Right.
Their boyfriend or whatever got drafted to war. They may have hooked up before. When he got back from the war, he had a kid. You know what I mean? And she was working already there, so she knew what it was to be humbled.
Even more importantly, he had a kid with her. You know what I mean? We hear these stories nowadays of soldiers going to war, and then they come back and their chick's pregnant, and they're like, "I've been pregnant for 9 months," and he's like, "Bitch, I've been gone for 11." You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is going on? So there's like a really, a really big disconnect when it comes to the family dynamic, and we're gonna break it down here in a second. You guys got to remember, this is Crashout, the sitcom. Everything we say is for comedic purposes, but also to get you thinking about what we're really talking about and take it in and not take offense.
And some of this stuff is relatable there, you know what I mean? Because if you are our age, you know what I'm saying? We're in our 40s there. You're going to remember how your grandparents were very simple, and how they didn't bicker over certain things. They didn't bicker about this or that there either. Grandpa or grandma went with it, or, you know what I mean? They just said, well, that's what they do. You know what I mean? At the end of the day. But, and then too, when the 70s came out there, into the 80s, we started giving, there was a lot of independence going on.
Well,
women wanted equal rights. You know what I mean? They were tired of being stay-at-home moms. You got 7 kids. The guy works 12 hours a day, 14 hours a day, gone, no support. No structure, nobody to talk to. I mean, of course, it's going to lead to somebody there that wants to give you some attention.
Right.
And you're gonna try to look for it there, whether it be male or female there. If the roles are reversed there, very successful businesswoman there. You're the stay-at-home dad there. You're the nanny. You're the pickup. You are the world.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, again, too, now moving into these modern times. In the 90s, in the 80s and the 90s, that was a trip there for sure.
Right.
A lot more women were running the workforce there. They were, holding high executive jobs. They're getting paid. Women are still getting paid. You know what I'm saying?
So this
shout out.
This is exactly how it went down. 60s and 70s, right? The pill comes in. Free love.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, that. Yeah. Oh.
The divorce. It started to climb, and then in the 80s and 90s. Divorce peaked. Single moms.
My parents went through it.
Women marrying up. It gets loud. The talk. I'm marrying for money. My guy got money.
I'm good. I'm secure.
He might be older. He might be 12 years, 15 years older than me, but he got money. And that's why they marry, for that security. But then, they find down the road, money gets this guy other attention from other people. And he's going to use that to his advantage. And then you're stuck at home raising, 5, 6 kids. And your husband is free to do whatever he wants or whatever. You know what I mean? Same with the women. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And and again, too, it's a double-edged sword on that. You know what I mean? Because a lot of the guys that are successful, that have, that are good, handsome-looking men or, have their shit together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Their kind of status, they're going to attract the people that want the short stuff. They're there for the car.
And then we go to the 2000s, online dating, right? People waited longer to get married, and the hookup culture that's when
it's thriving right now.
That's when it started to begin on campus, like the college shit barely started to happen in 2000s, where it was like known that you're gonna go to college and hook up with all kinds of bitches.
Oh yeah. Shit, we were there, dog. You know what I mean? We were there in 03.
Yeah, and you know what? That's interesting because like in the 80s and 90s, not like that I was trying to hook up with girls.
Nope.
But girls were way more reserved in the 80s and 90s, kind of like where you would be lucky to even get a kiss, right? But then when we hit the 2000s, 2010s, and 2020s, like you can get it, like however you can get it. You know what I'm saying?
Dog.
Like
I'm so out of the dating scene.
But like I'm saying, it's easier now, though. You know what I mean? Honestly, Chris, if you were to go to the club because you have that that swag to you.
I don't like it.
But I'm just saying, just the fact that you'll be at the club and you're dressed the way you're dressed, these girls are gonna be like, oh my God, he must be from Brazil. You know what I mean? Like they'll call you on like half of what you are. You know what I'm saying? You know, and they'll be like they'll run with that shit. And just because you're from somewhere else that's not Albuquerque, then they're automatically gonna be like swooning to you. And it happens with a lot of these girls, and they swoon towards what they think is
Like I say, I don't know. But
prince like. You know what I mean? And these guys are really good at running game on you.
see, I can talk about the old school there because I'm old school like that. You know what I mean? I've seen the single stuff there. You know what I mean? I don't live in this city there. You know, and I don't see hoflation a lot there.
Right.
You know what I mean? Where my little town is, there's a bunch of
I
little
want to call it
families there.
woeflation because it's like shortage of woman. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay, well,
like
I mean, that's a better analogy to put it
there's
there.
plenty of hoes. You know what I mean?
Right.
But there's not many women, so I'm gonna call this segment woeflation. Even though they called it hoflation, I'm gonna call it woeflation because there's a big shortage in actual women that are marrying for love, comfort, security, and protection. You know what I mean? And
That's very true.
And you know, a lot of girls would be like, "Oh, well, a man's job is to pay all the bills." Okay, well, if it's my job to pay all the bills, then it's your job to do what? If you're not working, then what is it? Cooking and cleaning. Or
Again, too,
and
I've never been close to married or anything like that,
and
so
I'm
I
not
can't
being,
say.
and I'm not being misogynistic or whatever when I say
right.
this. I'm saying like, if our job is this, then let's go down the line. Let's find an equal job for you, right? As a woman in the couple, right? And then if my job is to, you know, protect, then your job is to
Nurture?
nurture.
Okay, well,
And then if my job is to save up for the vacations, then you're paying for all the Christmas gifts or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like it has to be this
Mutual.
this mutual equal thing. Like where if I'm saving money this month on something that I'm doing, then you got to do something next month for me to be able to save money next month again. So we have more money that stacks up, and then we could keep this cycle going instead of pulling from it, and then wondering why we have money problems and fighting Monday morning after paying tithes and offerings at church. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because all this stuff comes into line. Insurance, house payment.
Church.
Church.
Kids.
Groceries, kids' clothes, kids' needs, sports.
Trips. Multitude of
School
things.
school lunch money. You know what I mean?
Events, like kids
like,
part of the volleyball team now.
it goes on and on, and
I want to do karate, Dad.
and honestly, yeah, anything that pops up. You know what I mean? I want the new. I need $5 for Roblox. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so it's crazy how this the part of the wholeflation there kind of rolls back into like with the family life and like how
Right.
The traditional stuff ain't really there. You know what I mean?
yeah, and it needs to be. You know what I mean? There needs to be. Like,
and you're calling it out there because you've seen that, you've been there.
And I've been with women that have been like, "Oh, I'm so high maintenance, and you got to do this."
Yeah, I can
that,
just
and the
kind of
third."
tell there because you kind of nailed the whole shit.
But
You know
I'm
what
like,
saying? Wow.
okay, well, you're so high maintenance, and I just met you. Who the fuck was maintaining you before I met you? You know what I'm saying? Like, you can get your nails done, and I can get my fade at the barbershop. You can get your what else do they like? They want their hair done. Okay, so
Nails. I want my nails done.
that means I could buy myself a pair of shoes.
I want a Betty, a Manny.
You know what I'm saying? Like the list goes on and on, like about equality. Like people preach equality all day, but then everybody wants to be catered to. So like and we're gonna get into this here in a second when we talk about that shooting. It's just everybody's fucked up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Inflation's at a high.
Yeah.
Every inflation is at a high.
Yeah.
My inflammation is at a high. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, and then we move along, right? 2010s, Tinder, Bumble, Instagram, reshaped dating, likes replaced bonds, birth rates dropped. 1 in 4 women in their 30s had kids and no ring. So this is my main point. A lot of girls, they want the princess treatment, they want the queen treatment. But when it's time to give king treatment or prince treatment, you guys are nowhere to be found, and you guys are complaining about that you didn't get some princess treatment 24/7 when, in order for this to work, you get 12 hours, I get 12 hours. You know what I'm saying? If there's 24 hours in a day, this is how it's going. And you guys can call me misogynistic if you want, but I'm a revolutionist, if you will. You know what I mean? Like, I'm trying to make it a way to where people understand that the family dynamic needs to work, because if birth rates drop, we're done. Like, and that's the agenda. The agenda is for us to stop having kids, so that way the world could be easily manipulated, and then the kids that are here are going to be transformed into whatever the media wants to transform them into.
I mean, America's done.
Yeah.
America's done.
China, they banned OnlyFans. They don't want none of their people doing OnlyFans because they said it's a Western disease. And I agree with that shit. I have girls hitting me up, like, if they're local rappers, and they're hitting me up in my DMs. Like, I'm dead serious. I'm dead serious that they hit me up and they're like, "Hey, I would feel a lot better if we started talking on OnlyFans because I really like you. This is your Brain on Buds is an awesome slogan or whatever the fuck they say." And I'm like, bitch, I am a fucking co-star. I am not a subscriber. If you want me to fuck you on film, that's a different discussion. You know what I'm saying? But like, I'm serious when I tell these girls this, because when we were rapping and we were trying to sell CDs and we were trying to give bitches free CDs, they wouldn't even take them. So why the fuck would you think I would subscribe to your $3.99? Let me show you my butthole OnlyFans. You know what I'm saying? Like,
I've never done it.
Yeah, me neither.
I've never done it. I've never bought anything on the Amazon.
I'm not gonna lie.
I'm that old school there. I'm dial-up old school. I'm straight up there. So that's why we don't do that there. You know what I mean?
I'm not gonna lie. I've subscribed to the free ones on OnlyFans if they're pretty enough. You know what I mean?
Wow.
And like, if they're pretty and they have a free OnlyFans, I'm gonna create a profile just to get all the free OnlyFans.
This is literally the crash out.
Yeah,
folks. This is the crash out.
I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? And you could ask AO Mega. I've never gave a fuck. You know what I mean? I will tell you stories that will blow your mind, and we're gonna save those for more episodes. But yeah, this is where we're at right now. 2025. We're in a woeflation. There's a shortage of real women, and there's a bunch of fucking hoes out there.
OnlyFans.
Yeah,
there's a bunch of OnlyFans.
So what does that tell us? It means go for the hoes. Not really. Nope. You guys are going to be so sad whenever all of you guys snap and be like, damn, I should have talked to the nice guy that had money too.
He was nice. He wanted to do things.
Nice. But he didn't beat my ass. He didn't get me addicted to drugs. All kinds of these things that happen when you enter these relationships where you think that you're getting the guy for money, and
it changes really fast.
Yeah, it changes really fast. All right, moving along.
2020.
I'm gonna read that one.
No, we did that one already, right?
No.
No, that one's 2020s.
So in the 2020s, we have lockdowns.
Yeah.
OnlyFans.
Right.
TikTok sped it up.
No, yeah, definitely right. Everybody was inside doing cheerleading moves, and all the guys were over there doing whatever, eating food and shit.
Marriage at record lows.
Well, I mean, of course. I mean, everybody.
Many men said no sex in a year when they're married. Women now post, I pick status, not love, and I feel really bad about it. And that's what we just got done talking about. So
yeah, all of those there.
We made all of these points before we even got to the last section, and
that's just crazy. There, that how we would naturally, you know what I mean, choreograph all of that, get that lined up, and just naturally how we think there is kind of just wired to that process. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like on some of the things that we talk about, you know what I mean? They come from real emotion, they come from real feelings, and we are real people.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And at the end of the day, that's why we call it the crash out, because a lot of people won't crash out and tell you that they are real feelings. You know what I mean? And these are, you know what I mean, some of the ways that we kind of perceive things there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Again, this is only speculation on the topics that we talk about.
And you know what? It's okay to feel the way you guys feel. Like,
let it be real.
It's okay for you guys to blame it on us. You could blame it on us because we can't get canceled. We're from New Mexico. We're two dudes from New Mexico that don't give a fuck. We're not tied into any radio. We're not tied into any multimedia conglomerate.
At the end of the day,
we can say whatever the fuck we want, and we want you guys to think however the fuck you want, feel however the fuck you want, and build a new program inside your own brain however the fuck you want to program it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, don't fall.
Yeah.
Don't fall for it. You know what I mean? Stay strong. But we're gonna get ready to come in
Hey,
there. You know, with the newer.
You ready
newer
for topic number 2?
And we just going everywhere. Like I said, we
This
crashing
one-
out. We're
this
doing
one's
heavy
get-
stuff.
this-
It's a thick episode.
It's gonna
today,
still
folks.
tie into the first one, so I don't mind reading it right away.
Okay.
August 27th, right? Just the other day, 2025.
Right.
Horror inside church. A 23-year-old opened fire at
It's at the Sunday school, right?
at the Catholic Sunday school mass. 2 kids were killed. 17 were hurt. The shooter ended himself.
Yeah.
Police call it hate and terror. Flags lowered across the land. This is really sad. This guy was transgender. He was a man claiming that he was a woman, and he started shooting up a Catholic church school mass and killed 2 kids and injured 17.
Bro.
Yeah, this is
the past. This is the repercussions of the past 20 years. You know what I'm saying? Changing all these narratives. They're
So-
changing point of views.
and this is
there.
confusion. This is
Also
pure confusion. So when you tell these kids they could be a boy when they're a girl, or tell them they could be a girl when they're a boy, and you tell them they could be non-binary and not claim anything at all, that's troublesome to the brain, because you're telling your brain, oh, I could just say I'm this, and then I'm gonna just do this, and I can get away with it, or I'm gonna say this and I can get away with it, or I could do whatever I want, do whatever I want
Yeah.
on my job, because the LGBTQ community has so much. How do you say? I'm trying to say this without sounding crazy. The LGBTQ community, they have so much privilege that their influence has trickled onto these transgender people to make them feel like they have the same privilege. So they go around and they not only misconstrue what this privilege is used for, and they use it to their advantage and to their own pleasure-seeking type personality rather than what it's originated for. Did I say that right?
For that, yeah. I mean, it's such a gray area. You
And
know
I've
what I
ex-
mean? I can't even.
But I've experienced it firsthand. You know what I mean? Go
Yeah,
ahead.
no, me too. There, you know what I mean. I'm sorry, that's not the pronouns there. You know what I mean. You got to keep up. That community moves very fast there, and shout out to them.
Yeah, for the record, we
Shout out
have
to-
no
shout out to
problem
them.
with them
At all.
But what I have problem with is when these confused transgenders are pushing this transgenderism onto my kids at school when they don't even have a bedtime. They can't choose their bedtime, but you're telling them they could choose their gender, right? That's a big problem for me, because
That's a big jump.
yeah, because I've never once seen my gay uncle or my gay aunt ever try to tell anybody in the family, hey, come join me, and doing this feels so good. You know what I mean? Like, I've never heard that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But you hear
That
it.
was something you were meant to figure out and follow for yourself
like,
on your
oh,
journey, your journey of life.
Oh, Tio's gay and he has a boyfriend. That's cool. Tia is gay. She has a girlfriend. That's cool. But she never pushed it on me. Never when I was a kid. Never when I was an adult. Never when I was a teenager.
Right.
So for when we see the things going on in school, and I know it's not I know it's not the L's and the G's doing this to the kids at school. You know what I mean? It's more of the T's and the non-binaries. And when I get to the non-binary people community, I'll tell you one thing. I'm not going to say they as a whole, but I'm going to say I've met one person, right? Claimed to be non-binary, took her reproductive organs out purposefully so she can't have kids no more, right? That's not the problem. The problem is that she was really heavy on the Black Lives Movement when it was going on, right? George Floyd, rest in peace.
Yes.
And then the moment that I got one of my homies hired, which was, he was an African American, she did everything in her power to try to get him fired, dog. And he was doing nothing wrong. And it's just so weird to see the hypocrisy and the hate come from that community of transgenders and non-binary people. And that's what I will I'll just stop right there. They're really hateful and they're really confused, and it needs to stop.
And that's why we're kind of us together talking about it. They're making like a little a little thought that maybe he was just confused, and that's why he went in there and wanted to figure take out the innocents. You know what I mean? And again, at the end of the day, you're not getting anything out of the innocents, man. You're just hurting innocent families, and you're breaking them and breaking a lot of people's hearts.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And let's say worst case scenario that maybe the Catholic priest did something to him from that place, right? And maybe he was retaliating.
Yes,
but
yes.
Find that guy in the parking lot and do something to him in the parking lot or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But don't shoot up a Catholic school service on a Sunday morning that has nothing to do with why you're confused and angry. You know what I'm saying? Those kids had nothing to do with your heinous act of murderous behavior.
Yeah.
And I'm going to leave it at that.
Yep. And that's sad. And, hopefully all these families get some peace and get some resolution. We pray for those poor innocents every day.
All right.
Moving on.
Dana Horochowski and the Illuminati.
Oh, man.
Dana speaks on the Illuminati bloodlines and reads a creepy text called The Secret Covenant.
Dude. I loved it.
But no proof.
Ah, man.
She sits on the edge of the net, and the math is not mathing. But it is. People are just saying that the math isn't mathing because those are the powers that be. They have that much power to be like,
no.
Oh, she talked about us? Oh, that's cool. Whenever we put out the review, we'll just say that nothing is mathing.
Yo, and then too, guess what we're going to do there? We're going to hit you up there with that actual link to go check it out. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah. I'll drop it in the...
We'll throw that in there for you
in the description.
For the conspiracy theorists there to go check it out. You know what I mean? Listen to her words there, man. I mean, it got me inspired enough to bring it up and send it to him.
Right.
So, we keeping our ears open there, our ears open, eyes open, mouth shut until it's time to talk about it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, you guys are going to go check that one out there, man, because she's got some pretty interesting facts, but you guys need to go check that out and decide for yourself.
And don't come after me again, Illuminati.
Yeah, please there. You know what I mean? This wasn't it. This is a follow-up.
All right. We're going to stop right there. We're going to come back with some more topics here in a second. Thank you so much for watching Crashout the Sitcom. I'm your host, Tio Vile.
This your boy, AO Mega.
And we're right back.
Crashout.
All right, we are back. AO.
What up, man? Welcome back, baby. There, we had another episode. Nice to see you back, man.
You too, bro.
Yo, but we gonna get right back into this there for sure.
The Illuminati cannot stop me.
Uh-uh.
Illuminati want my mind, soul, and body.
You already know. This your boy.
But
We
they
talking
can't
on the
get
Crash Out. You know what I'm saying? We're about to hear. We're about to get it in.
Read the next one.
Another one there for sure.
What's dustvid?
Dude, I have no idea what this is there, dude. You found this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So I was like, last winter mist had people online yelling about toxic dust. They swore it made them sick. Experts rolled eyes. Just missed. Nothing more. I remember seeing this. The fog.
Yeah.
Right? It was like the fog, and it was just like that mist. It was just, oh, snap, nasty.
The smog is coming.
That's creepy. Well, we are kids as well.
So there is a lot of speculation that not only these dust storms, but like what are they called? Chemtrails, the artificial cloud making stuff, the cloud seeding.
Okay.
All of these things are responsible for putting plastics and metals, like really, really fine plastics and metals in the air. And some say that it has the power to not only change our moods, but I guess get us all thinking the same thing at the same time if they really wanted it to.
Okay.
Or
well, that's our theory with G5 towers.
Yeah, they would G5.
Click you on, right?
Yeah,
man. 1 minute you're moody, right? How come all of a sudden you're having a great day, and all of a sudden at the end of the day there, you in a big city, and your mood turns to shit? You know what I mean? And I think that's because...
It's because I'm in the big city.
No, it's because of the heavy metals that we have inside our body.
That's true.
You know, and that turns on that frequency. It's like a magnet there. You know, a mineral, and especially being a microorganism that's been in our body daily, repeatedly, whatever whether it be we're consuming air, You know, for instance, there chemtrails there. Let's give it another one. Food, carcinogens there.
Right.
Let's get everybody sick like that. You know what I'm saying? You know, even down to the water we drink.
Yep.
I mean, the other day,
and they're finding out that these are some of the causes of autism and other kind of things. They're doing research now that related to the gut health, saying that they can make these detox smoothies for children and adults with autism.
Okay.
And it's reversing the effects. So like, you know, when kids have autism at a young age and it's hard for them to pronounce words or say sentences or even write words or write their ABCs.
Yeah. They're nonverbal.
It's totally reversing all that, and they're basically turning back into what they're calling recovered kids. You know what I'm saying?
Are you serious?
Yeah, and it's
wow.
Yeah, it's really
We're
interesting.
gonna have to cover that one on the next of those episodes.
Yeah,
that sounds
it
sounds pretty
relates,
heavy there.
It
You know what I
relates
mean?
to this. Like,
I have a nephew that's autistic.
Yeah, same.
So you know what I mean?
Shout out Bob Lamba.
Yep. Shout out there, East Side.
Hell yeah. But what I'm trying to say is like the fact that they're throwing these plastics and metals in the air is part of the reason why crazy. Everybody's getting sick, not just kids with autism or adults with autism, but a lot of people are getting sick from this.
Well, dementia, you know. Let's look at us there. I mean, being 40-year-olds there now, we have one of the highest rates of colon cancer for folks our age.
And you know what else? They're finding 25% more microplastics in brains when they do autopsy than they did 25 years ago.
Man, I was just thinking about that too.
Yeah, so definitely you guys really need to start looking into, and I'm actually going to start looking into, and I know AO Mega has been doing this, but we're going to be definitely focusing on being aware of what we put in our bodies when we eat it. You know what I'm saying? So
no burgers every day.
Yeah, I want to try to get to eating a little bit more salads, a little bit more
foliage, more greenery,
more berries.
We
and
need fish
and
we need omegas. You know, but even the fish now is fucked up.
Yeah,
So
well,
it's like, how do you trust it? How do you really trust it without having a sashimi price tag on it, like a Wagyu beef diet? You know what I mean?
And then you still get sick.
And it's expensive to eat healthy. Excuse me. You know, you got to have wealth to get health, and it's true.
That
you know
is
what
true.
I mean? That's why they don't put lettuce and tomato on every hamburger that's 99 cents. No, I'm sorry. You get ketchup, mustard, pickles, and some onions, and that even now that costs $3.78.
Yeah.
You know, so
No, definitely.
we got to watch out with that there, folks. There, but Dust Vid there, 24. That was crazy there. All right, there. On to the next topic. There, we're gonna be bringing up this one. Old theories back again. The Great Reset. World Order, okay? The AI pulling strings in secret there. And again, too, this is funny. We've been talking about the HARP there for years. Even back in our songs, we used to talk about and mention ARP and the weather control there. We're going to dive into that a little bit there. Gov's scheming on crypto grab there, which is easy there. I mean, it's funny with that one being said. You know, let's jump into that first right away, and then we'll go all the way back up.
Right, what were you going to say about it?
The gov's, scheming on crypto, you know what I mean? The governments there. I would actually like to start off by saying the state governments. Not so much the national government. The state governments are jumping on this there. I went to the fucking, I'm sorry for saying that, but yeah, I'm kind of freaked out on that there.
We went to the fucking.
It was an ATM, and it said literally to me, get your Bitcoin here. Or change your Bitcoin into cash. And I'm like,
oh, they're trying to gather it all up.
Well, that to me was the biggest money laundering thing I've ever heard in my life. So I gave you the money to turn it into crypto, right? And then now you giving it to me at the fucking ATM to give back to me in cash? Get the fuck out of here, son.
Oh my God.
On the real dope, that's like laundering the dope money at the casinos back in the day, man. Don't give me that shit. That's on some real shit. Y'all just found a fucking newer way to do it, man. Y'all some smart shit.
Yeah.
That's wild there for sure. Okay, moving on to the weather control with the ARP there. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, we talk. I think we talk about this like every episode, honestly, and. Yeah,
it's
the government is controlling the weather,
man. We've been.
Why is it? Okay, we're supposed to be getting April showers in April, right?
Yeah.
Tell me why the fuck we're getting it in September.
Oh,
that's just one of the things that gives it away.
Let's flood it.
Another thing, the Rio Grande has dried up, You know what I mean? It's
Yeah.
it's the hottest it's been in like what, like 5 years. You know what I mean?
But
Like,
but it's flooding maybe 150 miles away in some village town called Rio Dozo.
yeah,
And they've had floods ever since. You know what I mean? Like
right.
crazy.
yeah. So they're definitely doing that. We're gonna stop talking about that. Yes,
Yep.
the government fucks with the weather and they fuck with us
We
mentally.
see it in the UAE all the time, right?
All right. AI pulling strings in secret. Ooh, what are they doing? What kind of strings do you think AI would be able to pull in secret that would really affect humankind?
Yeah.
What do you think?
Right now, there, the scariest thing is the vocal recognition there. You know what I mean? And the eyes are already crazy there. You know, vocal, eyes, we all know that. Thumbprints.
And putting people into video when they're not really in video, that shit's crazy.
Man, you know what I'm saying? Especially somebody of high status. Let's say you're a celebrity and a TMZ camera caught you outside of the 7-Eleven beating up somebody in a car. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there like a crazy scenario.
Right.
You know, caught your wife or your girlfriend, you smacked her around or something, you know what I mean? Just something stupid and nonchalant there, but it wasn't you. You know what I mean?
It's like
No. Yeah. So it's just kind of interesting to see how that is going to pan out here within the next 5 years. You know what I mean? As far as, speed cameras and picking up people, kind of turning into the Minority Report. You know what I mean? Yeah. Kind of turning into the whole Tom Cruise kind of thing like that. And I think a lot of these people that do create these tech companies still take their influence from a lot of movies that we saw 20, 30, 40 years ago. So.
Yeah.
The Great Reset.
All right. This one's a good one. We haven't talked about this yet. So the New World Order, you know what I mean? NWO.
Not the wrestlers either.
No. Not Scott Hall and Hulk Hogan. Rest in peace, Hulk Hogan, I guess. But New World Order and the Great Reset.
That's the blackout, man.
It's supposed to happen after the blackout.
Yep.
They have done many movies about this, and I think they're doing more in the
Simpsons just predicted the
months.
blackout one. They put it out there a while back too.
Yep, the Simpsons are never wrong unless it's
Man.
about Donald Trump's death.
Those son of a guns just don't miss. They don't miss those.
What else? They say that all of the Walmarts across the country are going to be turned into FEMA camps. They say we're going to have to get like a chip so we can go get groceries and have to scan it, and hopefully it doesn't turn into some.
What does this sound like again?
Sounds like.
This just sounds like fucking 1952. Like,
Oh, yeah.
sounds like fucking Auschwitz again.
I was gonna say Black Mirror, but yeah,
It just sounds
Auschwitz
like
for
fucking
sure.
Get scanned in, tagged in, numbered in. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? You're just a number again. But I mean, we've always been numbers,
Yeah.
except we're just at will like that. But that's gonna be crazy if we let that happen. We can't let that happen. We gotta just remember it's not always in the best of progress there that we move so fast. We've been moving fast forever already, man. We need to kick down the brakes a little bit, enjoy life there, you know what I mean? Instead of trying to get on and get off on everybody, you know what I'm saying? Like, life is too short, you know what I mean? Like,
Right.
enjoy what you have there. But moving on, stay awake.
All right, Hollywood Shadows. A new expose drops dirt. Party scouts use Insta and TikTok to pull young women to mansion nights, booze, drugs, and pushy stars. Same old sick game.
Fucking LA for you.
Showing the darkness in Hollywood still runs deep.
This shit still is Holly weird as ever, bro.
No more parties in LA.
That's just no, bro. You don't know. Just get out of there. There's no need to be there in LA right now. There, I mean, it's awful. Just I mean, personally, there, everything like that. I mean, it's always been going on like that since the fucking 60s,
Well,
the 70s.
I was talking to
80s,
this girl the other day, and she said that she went to this party in LA, and that everything was all good and everything was cherry. Drinks are flowing, but then like towards the end of the night, they started to feel sleepy and woozy, and then a bunch of high class looking baller ass motherfuckers walk into the party. And that's when everything started to get hazy, she said she left immediately. And she said it was probably one of the scariest things ever. She said she saw people from different countries. You could tell they're from different countries. You could tell there was, rich, successful white men there.
LA's a weird.
You know what I mean? And you could just imagine, you go to a party with your friends and everything's all good, and then
Yeah. Nope.
what's going
I've
on
seen
in here?
the roofing is coming back. Has
How
came back
much for you?
so horribly there. The drugs being put in these females' drinks there is
Yeah.
fucking ridiculous there.
Yeah.
You ain't got no game, sucker.
Check your drinks, ladies. Always.
Don't fucking leave that phone there or record his ass. That's all I gotta say there. You know what I mean? Real person won't do that there for sure.
You know what's funny? The next one, Sting. Remember Sting?
Yeah, totally there. Sending out an SOS. Yeah, for
So
sure.
responsible for hits like, let's see, Every Breath You Take. Sampled by P Diddy for after Notorious B.I.G. died. He fun fact about that, and it relates to this. P Diddy had to pay like $10,000 a week after he sampled that song to Sting, and now Sting sold his whole catalog for $300 million, and the other two police members want to cut. What's his name?
Andy Summer and Stuart Copeland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those two guys are like, hey, dog, where the fuck's my cut, homie? You just sold $300 million worth of our songs, and
Roxanne,
you got it all.
Yeah, dude. I mean, and it's a crazy game. We know. If anything, we've learned from this there through multiple rap groups there that you really gotta read that line of the contracts.
And we do. We whenever when we set up our
We're
stuff
BMI.
on DistroKid, we made sure we gave everybody there's I don't know if you guys know this, but there's 200% royalties for every song. Not 100, it's 200.
Yes.
So you got to make sure that 200% is going to the right places.
Make sure it pays it.
If 3 people wrote a song, right, then you each get 66.6%, and it sounds ugly, but that's what it is. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just crazy how the record industry works, and you just got to make sure you dot your T's and cross your I's. You know what I mean? Or dot your eyes and cross your T's.
Tio.
This is what it is. All right, now we're gonna move on to the good, bad, ugly, and bizarre of New Mexico.
This is always one of our, more closer to the home. You know what I mean? Hit a little bit hearts here, there, and also, you know what I mean? If y'all are following us here in New Mexico, you know what I mean? Drop a comment. Let us know what's up. You know what I mean? Share, like, subscribe. You know what I mean? Always looking for, somebody to, hook us up and maybe tell us, hey, you guys should check out this, or check out that conspiracy, or check this out. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, just give us a buzz. For sure. It's all good.
All right, so the good of New Mexico,
Okay.
the National Guard, they've been using drones in Albuquerque
Okay.
to stop killings and major crimes, and
Okay, so they're using this now as a tactic there to lower things.
yeah, and murder
Okay.
has dropped by 24% this year.
Well, I mean, those cameras are pretty sophisticated now. You know what I mean? They're pretty quiet. They can high fly. You know what I mean? They're small and compact right now. You know what I mean?
They even have cameras on all the lights that if they hear a gunshot, the camera turns on and starts recording everything in that area instantly. So that way, in case people are trying to get away or whatever,
Right.
they catch
Within a 5-mile
footage.
radius
Yeah.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Shit! I did not know that there.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. You know what I mean? Because
Yeah.
it's gonna hold a lot of people accountable, and there's not that
No more killing.
in and out law. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, you just you shot this kid and now you out.
Yeah.
Or you know what I mean? You've had multiple run in with the laws, and you've been running multiple times there. This he's a minor thing.
Well, Albuquerque's crazy. Like
That's what I mean. We
It's
let
one-
them go
it-
because they are minors.
and
there,
then it's
you
one of
know,
those
but
cities
it's-
that like if somebody gets away, it's
Mijito.
likely they got away. You know what I mean? Like I had a friend Jay Bricks. Remember Jay Bricks?
Rest in
Rest in
peace.
peace, Jay Bricks. He was on the run from the state for like I want to say like 3 years, dude.
Damn,
and then check this out. They finally caught him, and
Yeah.
then and
He
then
ran? Did he run?
And then he was a trustee, and he was picking up trash or whatever on the freeway. But he knew where he was going, so he was so trusted that he was able to make a phone call the night before to whoever, one of his girls or whatever, to pick him up near the Trader Joe's on Alameda. So he jumped over the wall, ran through a couple yards.
Oh, Paseo.
Yeah. And met her in the neighborhood, and she took off with him, and then he was on run for like another year after that, and then. It was just crazy. Like, he jumped off a freeway to get away from the state police and got away. Like, this guy was the king at getting away from cops. And us as all the homies, we're just like, how does he do it? Like,
I was like, I'm not getting in the car with him.
But then you
tonight.
break
Who's
it down
going
and
with
you're
him? Not
like,
me.
if you could just get away real quick in Albuquerque, you're gone. You know what I mean? But like, if you live in Albuquerque, you're going to get caught at some point. You know what I mean? It's just so small. People
talk.
They don't mean to give you away, but they'll give you away because they want to know the mitotera shit. You know what I mean? And they'll be like, "Oh yeah, well this is what they said," and then you're like, "Bet." You know what I mean? So it's really easy
to gather information.
to gather information in Albuquerque, New Mexico.
Straight up, dog.
Yeah, like I found out the name of the Illuminati guy that beat me up, and
Illuminati guy there. We traced it back.
Yeah, we just call him IG Illuminati guy.
Ice Spike.
Yeah. Well, all right, moving along. The bad in New Mexico. The first plague case.
Oh man, that's not
of
good.
2025 hit Valencia County. The person lived, but it's a grim reminder that the plague is still around.
Bro.
Ugh.
Got to watch out with that, man. I remember the hantavirus there. You know what I mean? That was a big thing here for us there. Especially
that one
for
was scary.
The people in the rural areas there, you know what I mean? Just couldn't tend for themselves or just let themselves, you know, in the houses there or just
and that was
keeping
from
doors
the mice.
open. Yes. Yeah, that was being close to the fecal in the urine matter. You know what I mean? And breathing that in, you know what I mean? Depending on, you know, you had the old senor that lived in the cabin way out there, you know what I mean? Or out in the boonies, you know what I mean? The little shanty and stuff, you know what I'm saying? Like, it happens, you know what I mean? And even in the house, sometimes a cat can't catch, you know, so old, can't get the mouse anymore.
Right.
And grandma's over there eating the donut and, you know what I mean? It just, there's a lot of scenarios that pan out like that. You know, the mice running across the countertop. I'm just saying, I've seen some shit. I've seen that shit too. Dog, like, and it's sad. You know what I mean? That's why you just got to keep up with that. You know what I mean? But that plague, though, that kills you out quick. And from what I heard, that originally started there. Some of the original cases started out in Arizona. Ooh. I believe it came from, they were saying they're having their prairie dogs, you know, up there were dying off in like the Flagstaff area. Come to find out.
That's ugly.
Yeah, I was like, whoa. So that's pretty bad because that means that's coming westward, which is not good at all.
That's really bad. All right. AO Mega, you want to read the ugly and bizarre?
Oh, here we go. Ugly, man. My folks there.
The ugly of
my
New
folks,
Mexico.
my folks there. Rio Arriba crime and drug chaos so bad that the governor calls it an emergency zone. And, you know, they say we need some funding there. We need some stuff to need to happen.
They got $750K rushed in to help them out.
I haven't heard anything on this there too much there. I mean, I used to grab the Española Sun paper every once in a while, you know what I mean, back in the day.
Where's Rio Arriba again? I forgot. Where is that? Is that north or?
Yeah, well, Rio Arriba County, there's like Española, Merenales, you got, Hernandez, you got, there's a bunch of stuff.
Everybody's
up there, man,
on drugs.
sure,
Send us
man.
$750,000. Yeah, that's really ugly.
I don't know that.
I really feel bad because
maybe it's for the road.
That whole side of the state has a really bad reputation for constantly getting in trouble for drugs or
just repeat offenses, man.
Repeat offenses, just being addicted in general.
Jail,
relapsing. We can go on all day. You know what I mean? And,
we know
it is getting really ugly. The fentanyl.
And it's young, and they're young folks, you know, mixed in with the older folks and the repeat offenders, and that's why it just continues to be a vicious cycle.
Right.
You know what I mean? At some point, you know, we need to stop the generational usage and be like, hey, you know what? I want to stand out. I don't just want to be a statistic anymore.
Right.
You know, I don't want to fall in line like, you know, I'm the third carpenter. Yeah, I'm the third drug addict or the fourth drug addict of the family. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to cut that shit out.
Yeah.
You know, let's wake up. And that's pretty ugly, but that's ugly truth.
Like, I know I joke around and I say, like, I really miss the crack era, but, like, I really do. Like, as far as, like, hard drugs are concerned, that was the only group of people, people that smoked crack and were crackheads. Like, I had an uncle that smoked crack, and he was able to
He was a functional, everyday person.
He fixed my mom's car all the time. He would do the yard work for us, and he was trusting enough to, take my car to the grocery store real quick, and he would go and he would come back. He'd probably score some crack on the way back or whatever.
But he wouldn't do that.
But he wouldn't do it in the car. He wasn't nodding off in the car. He wasn't stealing from you. He wasn't doing all of these things that these fentanyl heads are doing nowadays. You know what I mean?
Backstabbing each other left and right. You know what I mean? You're killing people over $3.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I met some guy the other day. He said, I got attacked for $3, 70-year-old man. He said, I got attacked for $3 by like 4 little
Stabbed in the leg.
Stabbed in the leg.
Multiple times, and his leg was as big as a freaking watermelon.
And he was still walking, dude. That was ill as fuck. I was like, you're a fucking true New Mexican, dog. You got stabbed over a $3 pill and you're still here, dog. I'm like, you're crazy.
And we got to stop that. That's ugly.
Yeah.
So,
what's bizarre, though? What's bizarre about New Mexico? This is an old tale, but we haven't talked about it, so I want to talk about it.
Yeah, this one, I mean, it's, we're pretty close to this. There, we might have to go and check out this ourselves there, you know what I mean? Just a short little drive.
That'd be cool.
Okay, the Enchanted Mesa near Acoma, stormed wrecked the stone ladder there. Tribe had to leave in 1947. Cops swore they saw UFO lights dancing there. You know what I mean? That being said, we always know, man, we're very spiritual out here in the Southwest, whether it be from our Spanish to our indigenous folks. You know what I mean? We have a lot of spirituality out here.
We were the first North Americans, dog. I'm still on that tip of
the footprints.
The footprints in the white sand.
Yeah.
They're bro, and the reason I say this, if those footprints are older than the pyramids, we are definitely the first motherfuckers in North America, dog. Straight up, New Mexicans. Shout out New Mexicans.
Yep.
Every single one of y'all. Your descendants are the first descendants from ever descending in Descendingville.
Of descendancy.
Of descendancy.
Of descendancy.
In Descendingville. And
with multiple dependency.
yeah, and that's where everyone else came from. Everyone started fucking in New Mexico and fucking started populating the world outward.
Yeah, the stone ladder there. Okay, again too, I haven't checked that place out there. You know what I'm saying?
I want to check that shit.
You know what I mean? We still got a couple. Maybe we could do that now in a couple weeks. In the fall.
I've seen Carlsbad Caverns. I've seen the Blue Hole. I've seen what other marvels do we have here in New Mexico? That White Sands.
We got the falls. We got a lot of falls.
I've
Falls,
Nambe Falls. I've been both of those.
Yeah, we've seen the Gorge.
The Royal Gorge, yes.
We've seen Farmington, right?
What's there?
The rock. You know what I mean? The old volcano.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Pinnacle.
What else?
Yeah. Man, there's so much.
The world's biggest pistachio.
Yep.
I'm just kidding.
We live with the world's longest tram.
That thing's made out of like paper mache or some shit.
P-Town got the longest mess up there. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
for sure.
The hot springs in Ojo Caliente,
Caliente.
and I haven't been to those ones. I've been to the ones in.
I'm ready to go for those.
Is that still New Mexico? Pagosa Springs?
Pagosa, no, that's Colorado Playa.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Pagosa. Those ones are dope though too.
Yeah,
for sure.
but it's like on the borderline, right? Isn't it?
Like up there by like Albuquerque.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. So it's like in between little stretches.
I've seen
But
Ship
yeah,
Rock,
I mean
Camel Rock.
The Camel Rock. Yes, that is very true. There, if you were anywhere in Santa Fe or anywhere in the northern 90s or the latter 80s,
What else? Let's keep
you saw
naming some.
Camel
There's
Rock.
one. Shiprock, or did I say that?
No. That's a town, cuz.
But there's a shiprock though.
Yeah,
like there's a rock that looks like a ship.
Nah, man.
Yeah, dude, it's out there. I promise.
So with that being said, they saw the UFO lights dancing there. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of bizarre. It's an old ass tale, they say, but I mean, 1974. I mean, a lot of stuff was going on around that time. They were still, that was out there, Grants and Acoma. You know what I mean? A lot of activity. They were doing the mining still, I believe, in the time for uranium.
Oh yeah.
So that was pretty heavy. A lot of people were in town. A lot of hardworking folks. You know what I mean? A lot of people traveling and ended up living there. A a lot of mystery around that one there too, because a lot of that westward there, not a lot of light pollution. So you can see a lot of stuff, especially back in 1974. You know what I mean?
Right.
There's not Walmart parking lot lights reflecting up on it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
No,
a small little store and shit.
I've definitely seen a UFO before. Like,
that one was chasing you down that highway.
Yeah, dude.
That one time up there by T-Town, by Taos, man.
Yeah, that kind of felt like it was the guy from I Know What You Did last summer, but yeah.
One headlight on the bike, swinging was.
Tell him Large Marge sent you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm gonna try to say that on every
Too
show.
many references. We love it
Yeah.
there. We're 80s, 90s babies. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know that there.
But yeah, thank
That's
you guys
bizarre.
so much. This is episode 9 of Crashout the Sitcom. I am your host, Tio Vile. This is the co-host, and not even just a co-host. He is like the host as well. And it's just, I just want to put it out there. Yeah.
We're even.
Yeah.
You know, we
No one's better than the other.
No.
It's just the way we have to word things for the fucking show.
we got to bounce off each other too.
Yeah. Me and AO Mega, we've been homies for 25 years plus.
All day.
That's why you guys see such good chemistry on this podcast. And again, I apologize for the horrible lisp. I apologize for having to wear the mask today. I do love you guys, each and every one of you guys.
Man, we love you too,
You
dog.
guys like, share, subscribe, comment,
Link.
share with your friends, put it on your Facebook page, watch it while you're on the toilet. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, man. Use it as Sunday news. Early morning newspaper. There. That's what we do.
Hey. And we're gonna keep talking about more shit. And if you don't like it, I don't give a fuck.
Neither do I. There. I'm a Libra shit. I'm ghost. I'm
We're here
ghost
to-
all y'all anyway.
We're here to crash out, and if you don't like it,
Crash out, crash out, crash out!
have a great night.